Hey guys, this is BoatEye360. I'm Matthew, and this is Drew, the owner. And we're going to go over today about a few common questions about installation and like how easy it is to put it on your boat, how hard it is to put it on your boat, what cables come with it, can you use it with multiple screens? Just the most common questions that we get that are about installation and stuff like that. So. Um, First question is how you doing?
Right. No, well, not good.
Not
Well,
good.
I was up all night, so I'm a
All right,
little
yeah.
tired. But hey, let's answer these questions because I know a lot of folks have questions about how to install our cameras. Like what are some of the things they should follow and then watch out for. We have installers that call us for some of the things. So I figured if we do a quick video and answer them, then they will know what to do.
The first question I got is can the camera be mounted upside down or up on the top of a T top or a soft top or anything like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So yeah, it's the first point to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this can be mounted upside down. So what you do is you take the top off because if it's upside down underneath your T top,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really need this shade, the sun guard or rain guard. So what you do is you take the top part off, and then you take this bracket off, and you just flip the bracket. So it's literally taking this off and putting it up top, so even though you're upside down under the boat, the camera stays facing upright. So what does that mean? Well, um, other cameras in the market, when you mount them upside down, the logo looks upside down, and then in the software you have to change the setting where, so it flips the video
Mm-hmm.
basically for you. But with our camera, there is no need to change any settings in the software, and our logo won't look upside down either because you can just physically take this bracket, put it up top, and go upside down.
So
So no problem.
you just flip the bracket.
Flip the bracket,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
But yeah, you can put this up top, upside down. Really, any angle you want. There is no right or wrong way to do it. We do prefer the upside down if that's an option,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason for that is a lot of boats have like radars installed on their boat, and sometimes, I'm not saying every time, but it depends on the radar, how it's installed, and angles and all that. Sometimes this will block the radar. So if the radar is right here and you're putting this right in front of it, you might get a blind spot.
I understand.
Install on hardtop and T-tops. So there is no, if you have a canvas top, you still need the tubing. You still need the metal tubing, and you can literally just drill the hole either in the tubing, or you can get some C shaped bolts, and the bolts will go basically around the tubing and bolt onto this here. There's many ways to mount it. Those are some of the common ways. But let's say you have a bimini top that's like really soft and flimsy. I would say no, because I mean this
Yeah.
is heavy, right? So it's kind of hard to install it on a flimsy, soft bimini top. But you can definitely use fiberglass hardtop, canvas tops with T-top tubing, aluminum tubing, is fine. And then, on the bow, if you have a pontoon, the pontoons, we've seen them install some creative ways
Yeah.
in the front, upside down underneath the tune. So like, uh, yeah, there's many ways to do it for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. And also another question about installing it. Before you permanently install it, you're gonna want to like figure out
Mhm.
where you want to put it before you
Right,
permanently uh,
right.
drill holes
So
into your
they always
fiberglass.
say measure twice, cut once, right?
Absolutely.
So anytime you're doing installation of our camera, it's always best to plug all the cables and just give it the power, give it the video, and plug it into your chart plotter or your screen, and then wherever you want to install it, just go and set it and see how the angles look like. Make sure everything looks good on the video before you drill any holes anywhere, because you don't want to install this like very far back on a top and then it's catching part of the T-top itself because you can't tilt it high enough, right? So like, to avoid those kind of mistakes, always, if possible, always run the cables and just set it wherever you want to install it and see how it looks like before you drill any holes.
And is this a day and night product, or is it just a night product, or how often should you run your camera?
Right. So you can install our cameras day or night. It's not going to hurt anything. So you can use this during the day, all you need, right? So it's a CMOS sensor. The sunlight doesn't really damage it. Um, that being said, we don't want these cameras on when you're not using it. So for example, we had an install on a yacht. It was a big, like 65-foot yacht, right? Now that vessel always had the power to it, either shore power or when it's on the way. So it was basically on all the time. And they had hardwired this camera to to the the switch panel that had constant power. And I mean, again, the cameras are designed to run for days on end, but now you're putting your equipment through unnecessary heat. So it's just gonna sit there. Imagine like in Florida heat, it's get hot, and it's just sitting there all day doing nothing. No one's using it, just cooking internally, right? So I don't really know. I mean, we have ran these things for over, I think, almost 6 months, um, nonstop, and they perform just fine. But the best practice is to put this on a switch. So either the switch that we sell, or the, actually I have one right here. We sell these toggle switches with little harness. It's just push button switch. So either use the switch that we sell or use any other switch on the boat that you already have. Most of the boats nowadays have a spare switch that you can wire into.
All right, and let's say you use a switch, you forget to turn it off, right? Is it going to drain your battery? What's the power consumption of the camera?
Right. So yeah, we do get that question a lot. Actually, it's really not much. It takes less than 2 amps, and it runs on 12 volt. So most of our customers are going to have 12 volt, and most of you or who is watching also is going to have 12 volt. But every once in a while, we get a boat that has 24 volts on the boat. So just make sure that if you have 24 volts, that you got to convert that into 12 before you wire our cameras in. Otherwise, um, the fuse should protect it, but there's a potential of frying the camera. But to answer your question, it takes very little power. So um, you can leave it on all day. I mean, multiple days on a single, marine battery, and it's still not going to drain the battery. It's 12 volt, 2 amps power, to it.
All right, and now that we talked about like where you can install it, how you can install it, what about running the cables? Like, how many cables do you have coming from the camera to your chart plotter or anything like that?
Right. So the model that we sell right now has two cables, right? We got the power cable, and then we have the HDMI cable. Now, some of you may not need the HDMI because not every chart plotter or screen has an HDMI input. Um, that being said, if you have it, definitely use the HDMI because it has higher resolution, right? But if you don't have that, you can technically run just one power cable, which has the video built into it. So I have a wiring harness here. This is the power wire that goes in the camera. In the other side, you have a little RCA jack, which is your analog video, and then there's just inline fuse and then power and ground. Pretty straightforward. Two cables to run. Um, if you are going to upgrade your chart plotter in the future that has HDMI, it's probably best to run the HDMI and power at the same time. Now I will say this, the HDMI cable, it is a little bit thicker than your standard Ethernet jack or a power cable. But unfortunately, we don't really have any other way to avoid this right now. So we're looking for a solution. But so on some boats, it might be a little bit hard to run this cable. Uh, on some boats, it's super easy. Like I have seen installers run one of these in like 10-15 minutes to like 3 hours, right? So it just really depends on your boat and how everything is set up on your boat. But two cables, that's all they run.
And how long are the cables that we provide?
Uh,
You won't need to add extra cables. We pretty much provide everything that you need
right.
included to hook your camera up and run it properly.
Correct. So it comes with everything you need, all the cables. Meaning, we will provide these two cables. They are 8 meters, so like 26 foot long. And then, so yeah, that should be plenty long for most vessels out there. That being said, we do have longer cables. So let's say you need 30 foot, 50 foot, 100 foot. We can definitely work with those requirements. The power cable can go. I mean, it can go pretty much 200 foot if it
Mhm.
needs to. The HDMI is a little bit different. We can go 100 foot easily on HDMI without dropping signal. But do reach out to us if you need longer cables than 26 foot, which most of you won't need it. I think.
With that being said, is it something that you would want to do yourself, the installation, or would you want to hire somebody to install it on your boat for you?
Again, that's also depends on a specific customer. So if you have done work on your boat before, then yeah, I mean, this it's not rocket science.
Mhm.
It's fairly simple. The hardest part is running these cables in your T-top tubing, right? So sometimes you get lucky and there is already a pull string from the previous installer or manufacturer where you literally tie the cable to that pull string and you just pull that pull string and it just gets routed automatically. But sometimes you don't have that luxury, so you have to like fish the wire in with like fish sticks or like there's all sorts of way to do it. Sometimes we put like lube around these cables so they slide easily through it. Uh, so I mean, if I had to say, like, majority of our customers do it themselves,
Mhm.
but then again, like, um, once the boats get bigger, I mean, once they like, I see more and more larger boats, they hire a professional installer because you also want to make sure that it's done right.
Yeah,
Installer,
so a bigger boat, it's more advantageous to get an installer and do
right,
it right. But
right.
if you're just doing it on like a 26-foot catamaran or something like that,
Yeah, you'd probably
yeah,
knock it out
yeah,
yourself in
you'd
an
knock it out
afternoon,
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
or invite your neighbor and so like we sell our cameras in my neighborhood, right? So
Mhm.
like what happens Sunday morning? Like, hey Drew, I need this camera installed, and then I'm walking down the street and installing it. But yeah, like um, also like I would say budget. So like I understand that not everybody has the budget to hire an installer, right?
Mhm.
Um, our goal is to make this camera more affordable. So we do get a lot of customers who are on a budget, and
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong with it. I'm same way personally. So I rather do it myself if I can, but also there are just times when it can get a little frustrating because the cables are stuck and there's no way to pull it. In that case, you can hire an installer that can come to you, like a mobile installer,
Mhm.
or you can take the boat to them. And I mean, heck, we haven't seen customers where they will hire an installer just to run the cables, and then the customer will take care of the rest.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
yeah.
So let's say you got everything, you got it installed on your boat, you're using it. How do you maintain it? How do you maintain the camera, like
Like,
the lens and everything like that? Like, because it's going to be used in the elements, you know. So,
you mean
like,
like how to keep it clean and stuff?
yeah, how to keep it clean? How do you?
Well, so this is a 316 stainless. There's not much for maintenance as far as
Right.
this goes, right? But I mean, you can rinse the lens. I mean,
Mhm.
you can take a wet microfiber towel, right, and just easy clean wipe. Obviously, don't grab your fishing rags and
Yeah,
make sure it's clean cloth,
clean
because
microfiber.
then you're not putting more dirt and scratches on the lens. Uh, don't pressure wash it. We have pressure washed it and it does survive, but we don't recommend it. So don't pressure wash these camera. Uh, just a wet microfiber towel does the job. Um, and then you can, if you want, you can obviously rinse the out. It's waterproof camera, so you can rinse. It's gonna be in the rain.
When you plug it in or you hit the switch and you turn it on, it just doesn't turn on immediately, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we get calls where like a person, like an installer or a customer, they ran everything right, and then they're like, push the button, the light on the button comes on, and they're like, it's not working. And as soon as like that happens, they call me, and that's totally fine. But a lot of times, by the time like we're like talking and it starts working, right? It's like, I don't know what happened. It's working now. Well,
Yeah,
so what happens is the camera takes 30 seconds to boot up. So I guess just we ask you to be a little bit more patient when you wire this, but it will come on. Wait 30 seconds. Maybe change your inputs on the screen. We have 3 inputs. So if you go at the bottom right, there's a button to change input. So press that a couple of times, find the right input. It should remember that from going, from there on forward. But yeah, 30 seconds. That's the rule.
All right. And is it compatible with any like Android tablets?
Man, you have so many questions. I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I'm losing my voice over here. Okay. Well, sorry. What's the next question?
Is it compatible with any tablets like Android tablets or iPads or anything like that?
Yes. So the way we do it right now, again, this will change in the future, months and years. But as we are, what we do is we just convert your HDMI into USB. So this connector will have an adapter that we can provide, or you can buy from Amazon. Basically, you run your HDMI cable all the way down to your dashboard, and you plug in an adapter that goes from HDMI to USB, and that USB will go in your phone or tablet, and then you can see it on your phone or tablet. We don't really recommend it, at least not right now, because our app is not very mature, or in the channel. We don't want, as a manufacturer, we don't want customers to mess around with electronics. We want it to be where like they press the button, it turns on, and now you focus on driving and nothing else, right?
Safety.
We don't want more distractions, right? So that's why we don't recommend the phone and the tablet. Even with wireless, I mean, we get questions all the time like, can your cameras do wireless video? And the answer is like, we can probably introduce that feature. The problem is the lag, right? It's the video slows down. You know how it is with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It works and it doesn't, and the experience that it gives you is not great, at least not yet. And so we chose to not release those things to customers. But maybe in the future, who knows? We'll have something.
Of course. Well, that concludes
That's it?
my questions. Yeah.
No more questions?
It does. I got one more question for you though.
Yeah.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
So Halloween, I'll be a channel marker.
I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to be channel markers.
So yeah, so this year, well, we should just post a picture.
Yeah. We'll
you'll
let them see where we're going to be for Halloween.
We're going to be channel markers today. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, call us, text us, email us. You get me, him, somebody else on the line that will be more than happy to help you with whatever questions you have with installations. There's probably a few things that I missed, like these whole topics like sailboats, pontoon boats, that I can probably go a little bit deeper into. But I think that's probably good for today.
Yeah, just the gist of it.
I need some sleep.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys again.
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Go.
Hey, I'm a green channel marker. Please do not hit me.